Imagine the thrill of creating life from nothing, only to watch it spiral into chaos and heartbreak. Guillermo del Toro's long-awaited take on Frankenstein is here to explore those haunting themes. And just in time for its Netflix debut, 2 fresh posters have been revealed. But here's where it gets controversial. Del Toro insists this isn't a horror flick, despite its gory elements. Dive in with me as we unpack the details, the drama. It's not just a monster story. It's a profound reflection on humanity, creation, and isolation. Del Toro's version is premiering on Netflix, following a limited theatrical run that kicked off on October 17th. With the streaming launch just hours away on November 7th, the platform has dropped 2 exciting new posters to build the buzz. Scroll to the end of this piece to see them for yourself. They're sure to send shivers down your spine. Our very own Chris Bumbray from Joe Blow got an early sneak peek and shared a solid 7/10 review. Check it out here. Link. The film dives deep into Victor Frankenstein's descent, fueled by overconfidence, an obsession with conquering death, and creeping insanity. He breathes life into a being destined for eternal suffering. As a quick primer for beginners, Victor is the brilliant but flawed scientist who, in his hubris, rejects the consequences for his creature, a being cursed with endless existence, but no place in the world. The official plot summary captures it perfectly. Oscar-winning filmmaker Guillermo del Toro reimagines Mary Shelley's masterpiece about Victor Frankenstein, an arrogant genius whose reckless experiment in reanimation destroys both himself and his pitiful invention. But this is the part most people miss, the stellar cast that brings this gothic nightmare to life. Oscar Isaac, fresh off his role in Moon Knight, leads as Victor, with Mia Goth Pearl as a key figure. Jacob Elordi, Saltburn, stepping in for Andrew Garfield in the pivotal role of the monster Garfield had to bow out due to scheduling conflicts. Christoph Waltz, Inglourious Basterds, and Charles Dance, Game of Thrones, plus a cameo from Ralph Ineson, The Witch. It's a powerhouse lineup that promises depth and intensity. Del Toro has been dreaming of this project for over a decade. Back in the day, it was set up at Universal Studios, with Doug Jones, famous for The Shape of Water, lined up to portray the monster. The production even advanced far enough for Jones to see a bust of the creature inspired by Bernie Wrightson's detailed illustrations from his 7-year adaptation of Shelley's novel. Wrightson, a legendary comics artist, poured his soul into those visuals, capturing the monster's tragic essence. Yet the project fizzled out. Now it's resurrected at Netflix, which has collaborated with Del Toro before on films like Pinocchio and the eerie series Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities. And here's where opinions might clash. Del Toro has described this as an incredibly emotional movie and explicitly stated he doesn't view it as horror. However, the Motion Picture Association has slapped it with an R rating for intense, bloody violence and disturbing imagery. Is it possible to separate emotion from terror in a story built on horror foundations? Does this reinterpretation honor Shelley's cautionary tale, or does it soften the edges for a broader audience? For example, some fans of the original might argue that stripping away the horror dilutes the novel's critique of unchecked ambition, while others could see it as a fresh, heartfelt evolution. Will you tune in to Frankenstein when it hits Netflix? Share your thoughts in the comments. Have you caught an early screening? Did it meet your expectations or leave you questioning Del Toro's vision? Let's discuss. Do adaptations like this breathe new life into classics? Or do they risk losing the raw power that made them iconic? Your insights could spark some lively debate. Here are the new posters. Poster 1, description or image. Poster 2, description or image. About the author. Horror news editor. Favorite movies. The Friday the 13th series. Kevin Smith flicks. George A. Romero's works, especially the original Dead trilogy. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1-2. From Dusk Till Dawn. The Evil Dead. Jaws, Tremors, Phantasm, Halloween, The Hills Have Eyes, the Back to the Future trilogy, Dazed and Confused, the James Bond franchise, Mission Impossible, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and countless more. Likes, cinema, horror genres, 80s slashers, podcasts, animals, travel, Brazil, the Cinema Wasteland Convention, classic rock, Led Zeppelin, Kevin Smith, George A. Romero, Quentin Tarantino, the Coen brothers, Richard Linklater, Paul Thomas Anderson, Stephen King, Elmore Leonard, James Bond, Tom Cruise, Marvel Comics, The Grindhouse, and drive-in scenes.